So hi everyone, today in this video I'm gonna develop another mental model that can be helpful for you in order so you to take best type of decisions as possible, since mental models are like representations about how the reality works, and you so by understanding how the reality works you have a higher probability to as well so make best type of decisions since you understand better how the reality is. And then so I really expect you to help me by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos so that can make trigger some interest in you. And then so today we're gonna develop a mental model that's taken from technology field that's called the Moore's Law, the exponential growth of technology and how it impacts the future. So basically, what do we have to understand? What is the Moore's Law? First, the name. Why Moore's Law? So it was originally articulated by Gordon Moore in 1965, and so Moore's Law they predicts that the number of the obviously this was applied in their specific type of example. So it was taken from a specific example, but as a majority of mental models, they respect like the principle that they're applied in the micro scenario or in a specific scenario, but they tend to get repeated in other fields. So as well, we tend to see in the macro scenario some patterns that we tend to see in the micro. And then so origin so it was seen by Gordon Moore, and this was so specifically were applied in the transistors. And so what Gordon Moore said that the number of transitions in terms of so predicted that the number of transitions in a microchip it doubles roughly every 2 years, and this leads to exponential growth in computing power. And this was something that was so able to us today, having a computer at so small sizes, because we're able to providing the same type of power that the computer needs to hold operations today. For in comparison with the past, you would have to need to get the computer 12 third like much more the size than our computer has. So both ones having the same power, but one that is obviously the evolution. Today we kind of get the same power in a computer that is much more small in comparison with that same power will be needed like to get the computer much larger, higher than the ones that you use today. And it's obviously just because we are able to input transistors as much as possible in the by each unity of chip. And so that's why Moore's law have said that the number of transistors in microchip had a tendency to double roughly so every 2 years on a microchip. And this so leads to exponential growth in computing power. So each chip is over the time is going to have more and more and more type of power. So to by each unit in comparison with the past. And then so today we have a less need to have more microchips because each one already has a lot of transitions that like one of the most important things that a computer has to get. And obviously so this respects the exponential growth that in that case was applying in the computing power and as well in the costs. The costs have been decreased since we have so had the need to produce less larger computers. And obviously what is the useful type of thing that we can take from this mental model is it's not just about in chips. It offers so as well a way to understand and to apply it in other type of things, mainly in technological field, and obviously can help us as well to understand what we can predict as evolutions in the future of the technology. And then so now that we have understood is a mental model of exponential growth was applied by this Gordon Moore, was precisely was taken from the study in terms of the transistors and the relations in and their numbers in by each microchip, and then so how it helped us to produce less in terms of size of computers and as well less in terms of costs. And so we have the examples of computing evolutions. We have as well in the industry impact. So companies like the Intel, AMD that are so the ones that are more so connected with the microchips and chips productions. and other so countless tech startups, they have built their strategy so around the expectation of rapid improvements in performance and cost efficiency, which is something so that every business likes. So as much so we have less costs, as much we produce more, is like the phenomena of scale effect that we do like. And then so obviously, this not only transformed the computing, but has also enabled breakthroughs in areas like artificial intelligence, data analytics, and cloud computing. Since artificial intelligence, well, is like relying a lot in the chips, then so are so in their compositions, the transistors, and obviously by having much more transitions by each unity, as I have talked in the evolution that it has happened during so the time, it has helped solve by each unity of chips that input in EA. We have so have to spend less in the chips, and so we have the same power than having to produce 4 times the chips that are needed so today to put in EA robots, for example. And then so now that we have understand that this at least so to these specific companies to have improved over time and they've made a lot of millionaires, what you have to understand is how this is applied in everyday technology. So, the dramatic reduction in the cost of digital storage, the rise of high speed internet, and the miniaturization of devices are all tangible outcomes of these exponential trends that were predicted by Moore's Law. And then, so we can expect as well. Over the time as well to even see more evolutions and probably we even get these devices with even smaller sizes but they being relying to be useful. And it's obviously which smaller tendency something is, more easy is to adapt, and then so less barriers to the entrance of the usage of these devices are so provided to each one. But then so how to apply these more laws beyond computing. So this exponential growth is so as mental model of exponential growth is limited so to semiconductors, and then so it can be applied, for example, in trends, in renewable energy, in biotechnology, and even the spread of information through social networks, areas where small innovations can rapidly scale into transformative change. It respects the methodology of leverage, so we have to understand what that specific things that has so exponential growth in betting on them. It's like the potential why we tend to choose what is like talent, what we say that someone is a talent. When I see someone is a talent, I see who this person is. Of everyone is the one that has the ability to improve more, is what we tend to call as giftness, talent. And then so are normally these people that we tend to choose in that specific area to make him be a professional, to make them as the ones that we simulate him to to train, because are the ones that what have a more ability to exponential growth because they have a higher potential. So it's probably more so talk that we should look for areas that we have this exponential growth, areas that our environment provides the resources enough to us scale. In our environment, in the technologies were provided. So we have what people that have greed to want money to change the world. So they have people have so get colleges, get formations in the technologies. We have so the ability physically in physics talking that we have also to not without superheating, putting more transistors in chips without so not making a chip not being usable. And so obviously these were all components context that has helped so to create some of the most type of wonderful things that we have created. So what do you have to understand? Moore's law is something that applies, but you have to understand that not everyone respects Moore's laws. Even it's something that's powerful, obviously exponential growth means that we reach in time that small efforts bring a lot of evolution, and so it's not like hard to evolve, but we understand how it applies, and it's different for people to people. So when you rely and understand that when you're doing a decision making, it's important to understand so what are the actions that have more leverage for you. For example, in health, what are the actions that probably so more impacts in your life? Probably in terms of the health is doing exercise, is the head, having care your diet, is having other things and not relying other things that neither you're able to get are too expensive to you to get, not are scientifically proved, and are solo type of efforts that you're taking that are not bringing the optimal results that you could get by doing certain times. So you can do just the basics, but certain times as well you can do other type of choices than the one that you're doing today. And then so the Morlau is a representation of where the environments make this happen, so to something be done, and we have people, we have the conditions, and so makes it something that happens. And obviously, this, and if we're dealing with something that has the exponential type of rule getting applied, is the one that have some more potential, so to bring good type of results. And then so I expect this video has helped you to gain certain type of insights, and then I expect you as well to help me by subscribing and seeing other videos to make you a better person. So see you in the next one.